the year 2000 of the history of the cosmos, representatives from the many different planets in the galaxy established a congress called the Galactic Federation, and an age of prosperity began. A successful exchange of cultures and civilization resulted, and thousands of interstellar spaceships ferried back and forth between planets. But space pirates also appeared to attack the spaceships. The Federation Bureau created the Galactic Federation Police, but the pirates' attacks were powerful, and it was not easy to catch them in the vastness of space. The Federation Bureau and the Federation Police called together warriors known for their great courage and sent them to do battle with the pirates. These great warriors were called space hunters. They received large rewards when they captured pirates and made their living as space bounty hunters. It is now year 20x5 of the history of the cosmos, and something terrible has happened. Space pirates have attacked a deep space research spaceship and seized a capsule containing an unknown life form that had just been discovered on planet SR-388. This life form is in a state of suspended animation, but it can be reactivated and will multiply when exposed to beta rays for 24 hours. It is suspected that the entire civilization of planet SR-388 was destroyed by some unknown person or thing, and there is a strong possibility that the life form just discovered was the cause of the planet's destruction. To carelessly let it multiply would be extremely dangerous. The Federation researchers have named it Metroid, and were bringing it back to Earth when it was stolen by the space pirates. If Metroid is multiplied by the space pirates and then used as a weapon, the entire galactic civilization will be destroyed. After a desperate search, the Federation police have at last found the pirates' headquarters, the fortress planet Zebes, and launched a general attack. But the pirates' resistance is strong, and the police have been unable to take the planet. Meanwhile, in a room hidden deep within the center of the fortress, the preparations for multiplying the Metroid are progressing steadily. As a last resort, the Federation police have decided on this strategy: to send a space hunter to penetrate the center of the fortress and destroy the mother brain. The space hunter chosen for this mission is Samus Aran. He is the greatest of all the space hunters and has successfully completed numerous missions that everybody thought were absolutely impossible. He is a cyborg. His entire body has been surgically strengthened with robotics, giving him superpowers. Even the space pirates fear his space suit, which can absorb any enemy's power, but his true form is shrouded in mystery. The planet Zebes is a natural fortress. Its sides are covered with a special kind of stone, and its interior is a complicated maze. On top of that, the pirates have planted devices and booby traps in the maze, and the pirates' eerie followers lie in wait around every corner. Samus has now succeeded in penetrating Zebes, but time is running out. Will he be able to destroy the Metroid and save the galaxy? Metroid has a surprisingly rich and deep story, especially considering it's just a Nintendo game. I would say that the Metroid series as a whole is one of my favorite video game franchises ever, along with, say, Etrian Odyssey and also Resident Evil. Now, it is true, I absolutely love a lot of games in a lot of series, even the Legend of Zelda series. However, it is very difficult, not only in video games, but also in movies and books, to have and maintain an extremely high standard and have a sustained good for a very long time. For example, I really love Zelda Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, but then you have a series of Zelda games that honestly I could care less about. I often liken it to when you first meet a seemingly really nice girl, right? But then eventually you hit this, oh, never mind sort of wall. Maybe you start to get to know her and you discover things about her, such as maybe she smokes or does drugs, or maybe she's an alcoholic, or maybe she doesn't believe in wearing swimsuits, or maybe she's a serial killer. When you learn something like that about a woman, you kind of think, okay, never mind, I probably wouldn't be interested in you. And a lot of video game series have done that to me. However, with Metroid, at least so far, all of your mainline Metroid games I think are absolutely amazing video games. However, I do have some breaking news that I would like to share to the world for, I'm sure, the first time ever. This is the first time you're ever going to hear this. Samus Aran is a woman! No, actually, that has been spoiled for, what, decades now? In fact, thanks to Super Smash Bros. Games, along with many other media outlets, everyone knows that the character Samus is actually, in fact, a woman. It's a good thing that we don't have a movie equivalent to Smash Brothers, like a culmination and compilation of lots of different movie characters and stories all smashed together in one single movie that spoils everything. Oh wait, we do. It's called the MCU, except unlike Smash Brothers, the MCU isn't actually good. So as we saw in the story, which was taken directly from the instruction manual, that, as well as throughout the entire manual, Samus Aran is continuously referred to as he or him. Now this is based on the assumption that such a bad burrow bounty hunter can't possibly be a woman, but it has to be a guy. But like the instruction manual said, Samus Aran's origin remains shrouded in mystery. And also, speaking of the instruction manual, a lot is explained in that thing. A few things that you would have absolutely no idea what to do or where to go or how to play the game are very succinctly stated in the manual, such as the manual tells us how we can get past the so-called toll bridge. That is, you have to defeat the two bosses in the game and then shoot their statues to deploy the bridge so you can go on to the final area of the game. Also, in the instruction manual is provided a basic map. Now, this basic map certainly doesn't show where all of the passageways are, but it's a great start for new players. The instruction manual also reveals another secret, that is, how can we actually get rid of these parasitic protoplasms that have been named Metroids? Well, first you have to freeze them with the ice beam and then blast them with missiles until their frozen core explodes, which honestly is a very accurate to real-life physics way of disposing of something that could arguably be viewed as indestructible. Ridley is one of the bosses in this original Metroid games, and honestly Ridley has become somewhat of a staple to the entire Metroid series and franchise. In fact, I love this statement in the instruction manual. Evidently, Ridley is an original life form of the planet Zebes. Now, when it came to my very first opportunity to actually play Metroid, it was long after the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64 consoles came and went. Actually, with Nintendo GameCube came one of the most amazing GameCube games ever, Metroid Prime. Now, during this era, Nintendo was really pushing this ideology of connectivity. So there were many Game Boy Advance games that could connect to the Nintendo GameCube via the GBA connector cord. However, Nintendo was definitely assuming a lot that their customers A, would own a GameCube, B, own a Game Boy Advance, and C, own games cross-console that would actually also be able to be connected to one another. So Metroid Prime for GameCube could actually be connected to Metroid Fusion for Game Boy Advance. If you had completed the main story on either game, this would unlock different things on Metroid Prime, provided you link them together. I never had Metroid Fusion, but my friend did, and he also beat that, so that enabled me to unlock the original Metroid game fully playable in Metroid Prime. So that brings us to my first show and tell item for a while. Here is a official player's guide for Metroid Prime. And contained in this guide is in fact actually an entire guide for you to be able to play through the original Nintendo game Metroid. I hope you enjoy watching the playthrough of Metroid because I'm actually really excited to play it.